The funny truth is, yeah, most people try to prevent failing, but if you go through it, I'm telling you, there's always something waiting for you on the other side. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. But even if it's not so good, most times out of 10, it will lead you to something that's amazing. You feel what I'm saying to you? And it's always important to put yourself in spaces where you can fail, where you can challenge yourself. Because I'm saying this to you right now, if you're not failing in life in any area, yeah, if everything's going smooth, everything's perfect, then you're not learning, you're not growing, you're not developing. And I can say that for real, you know what I'm saying? Because currently I'm in spaces where I know that, all right, cool, I'm going to fail at something this week. I'm going to fail at something next week. But at the same time, when I look forward like 3 months, because of those failures, I'm going to have improved and I'm not going to make those errors anymore. I'm going to be steps ahead. You feel what I'm saying? That's where the growth comes from. You feel me? Like when you think about it like this, yeah, everything that you've done, that you've seen progression in, I'm telling you now, there's going to be some sort of failure like that's happened in that journey. You get what I'm saying? Like that path started with boom, I made this mistake, I made that mistake. Like think about something easy, something simple. You can look at school, like so many errors in school. You can look at a gym if you go to the gym. Like you probably, your form was off at the beginning, you didn't know how to do like your workout programs, you know, you got things wrong. Then now you've changed things up and now you're seeing progress. And there's so many areas depending on what your interests are. If you draw, you probably made errors. If you play instrument, you would have made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do in this life, yeah, where you're excelling and you don't make mistakes or you don't fail. Like you got to embrace it. You got to be able to take it, tolerate it. And the more you can tolerate failing, the more you'll be able to progress. But hey, let's get further into it. What's going on? My name is Christopher Daniels, and in today's one, I'm simply going to be talking about why it's important to embrace failure. You feel me? Like, my life has started off failing. Like that's my thing. And I felt so much in my early life that I used to identify with that title of failure. You know, I used to call myself a failure. So I can understand why people would want to move away from it, because it's not a good feeling being known as a failure or feeling like a failure. It feels like, you know, no one values you, you don't value yourself. If you do something, you're going to make a mistake. If you make a mistake, people might laugh at you, people might see you as less than others, you know. And that's the place that I was in. And I did so bad at school. I did so bad at school that it rippled into other areas of my life, because I identified as somebody that can't do things right, because I was making so many errors in so many places. And that was my truth. You feel me? I thought that boom, because I'm making errors in these places, that's who I am. I'm a failure. I make mistakes. And then I kind of looked at it the other way. Because I failed so much early, when I did start to do things that were working and did start to see progression, I'm like, oh, I'm making progress now. And then those areas in which I was failing with, I didn't go back there. You get to see very quickly when you fail what you're interested in and what you're not interested in, what you're going to excel in and what you're not going to excel in, what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. You feel what I'm saying? So you can see that very quickly, you feel me? And school days, like pretty much everything academic, maths, English, science, like you name it, I'm not the best at those, you know. I'm more creative, like acting, I love that. Sports, I love that. Anything like design based, well, not design based as in like graphic design, more like let's say music videos, boom, editing, directing, I love that, you know what I'm saying to you, creating things, I love to create, you get what I'm saying to you, and I'm a coach now, and I believe that that's tapped me into my element. But through that journey, I was failing so much in school, I was failing so much in sports, in basketball, like I failed so much, but I progressed in that area. And the only thing I can't really say that I failed much in like was drama, like, and acting. Like when I was in theatre, I can't really see much failure. I think I kind of like set off and I just kept going. I love that part of my life, you feel me? And I think that's what connected me to that part of me that says, yo, you can actually do something. And then when I started to expand, I was like, boom, there's something here. And then everything set off from there. Like the main thing you understand is like, regardless of where you're coming from or where you're going, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail hard sometimes, you get me? And the way that I began to start moving forward quickly and seeing that progress is by putting myself in places where I can fail. You get what I'm saying to you? And I don't mean like random things. I do things that I enjoy doing, and I know that I'm gonna fail at doing them whilst doing them. Say for example, like martial arts is a part of my life, you know, and I have instructors. I have a sensei for judo. I have a shifu when I do the Shaolin stuff, you know, and they're always teaching me new things. And when they teach me new things, I get it wrong sometimes, and sometimes I beat myself up like, why did you get it wrong? I got it wrong because I've never done it before. You know what I'm saying? And it's that simple, you know? And you got to give yourself that space to get things wrong. Because if I look at when I started to now, there's been so many errors, but those errors led me to where I am in those journeys. And I always do like something where I can fail, like again, martial arts. I'm always going to make a mistake every week. But the recovery process, say I make an error, say I was even doing judo like earlier this week, I made some errors, but I was able to recover quickly. So I did an error and then I did something amazing straight after. That's because I was able to correct the error, because I've failed so many times that I know, okay, this is the mistake that I made, let me change that, you know? The more you make mistakes, the more you'll be able to, okay, that's a mistake, let me do it this way instead, and boom, it works, you feel me? But if you're not used to failing, the recovery process is gonna be, I made a mistake, I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, separate yourself from that, you know? Even if you make an error, if you make a mistake, if you do something wrong, you are not the mistake, you know? You made a mistake, but you're not a mistake, you feel me? And that's what kind of got me early on in my journey, identifying with those results. Like if I got a D in an exam, I think, I'm stupid because I got a D, you know, that's what I'm worthy of, you know what I'm saying to you, and I identify with that. Not looking at it as like, boom, like I got a D because of this reason, that reason, the other reason, you know. If I did this, that, the other thing, maybe I could have got a higher grade, you know, and go back to the drawing board and do it again. Or simply, I just wasn't interested in that, that's why I got a D, you get me? Because to be honest, everything that in life, when I look at my life, everything that I didn't have much interest in, those are the things that I failed at. When I did have high interest levels, those are the things that I excelled at. And that might not be the same for you. You might be able to push through with something even if you're not interested in. But my attention span is quite low when it comes to things I'm not interested in. But when I am interested, I'm fully immersed. And that's the beauty of, like, I guess the way my mind works is different to yours. Like, you got to identify, how does your mind work? What do you enjoy doing? What sort of things can you naturally immerse yourself in? And when you find those things, you're going to quickly identify how you need to go about excelling or progressing in those things or those areas in which you wish to excel in. And that's how simple it is, you feel what I'm saying to you? And the main message is here is like the separation. If you fail, it doesn't make you a failure automatically. You know what I'm saying to you? It's when you stop trying, then you can say, boom, like, that's it. You feel what I'm saying? And it's that consistency that's got me to where I am. Like, I fail, I go again. I fail, I go again. I fail, I go again. I keep going again. You know what I'm saying to you? It reminds me of like video games. You know, like when you used to play I don't really play video games anymore. But I know, like, say for example, Tekken, and you have to fight like Hayachi, or you have to fight like Kazuya when it gets to those later levels in the thing, like, and they keep beating you, like, you keep losing. For me, like, I'll keep going. You'll be there with me. Like, you go out, you come back 3 hours later as I'm still playing it, because I know that I just need one victory. That's all I need, one victory. You feel what I'm saying? And if you can stay in a game long enough to get one victory, then I'm telling you, that's all it takes. And it's like, sometimes you just got to figure out, what am I doing wrong? What mistake am I making? And sometimes it's not about staying there for 3 hours. You know, sometimes you need to go back to the training bit and then practice a little bit more, then come back and do it again. Like, you got to understand, like, am I gonna like, if I fail today, is at the end, can I go back, come back and then make amends? You know, there's different ways in it. So sometimes it's like, you need to get better, that's why you're failing, or you need to put more work in, or sometimes it's simply like, you haven't been doing it long enough, like, your mind is not there yet, you haven't developed the skills yet, you know, and that's okay. Just take time, develop the skills, come back and do it again. It's just about not giving up, like, finding that way. And then once you found that, then boom, you're in the game and you're going to make things work. But yeah, embrace that, man. Make it happen, and don't, like, shy away from from failing. Like, that's the main thing I wanted to share with you today. Don't stress, don't panic, just embrace failure, yeah? If you've enjoyed this video, make sure that you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of the future videos. And other than that, I will be seeing you again very shortly, yeah? Blessings.